Okay, you hear a quote like that, and you just have to wonder, what kind of science are we talking about here? It sounds like this incredible mix of tradition, math, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of magic. All right, let's dive into this. So today, we're pulling back the curtain on a truly fascinating system from the Arreqqana scrolls. It's a sacred formula, one designed to literally quantify the potential of a romantic match, and it does it by blending social standing, personal chemistry, and cosmic destiny. I mean, it's a question everyone has asked at some point, right? Is it about shared values? That raw physical attraction? Getting your family's approval? Well, the Arreqqana culture didn't just sit around and ponder this. They turned it into an actual equation. To really get a grip on this system, let's look at a classic case study, Peppi and Jarruwano. Now, these two are nobles, and their relationship is a total whirlwind of witty arguments and this undeniable tension. So everyone's wondering, are they a perfect match or are they a perfect disaster? The formula supposedly holds the answer. Now, this isn't just some dusty old algorithm. To the Arreqqana, this formula is a piece of cultural science. It's a tool they believe can reveal the very threads of fate that connect two people. And here it is. I know, at first glance, it looks a little intense, right? But it's actually beautifully logical when you break it down. It's really built in three main parts. You've got a social component, a personal component, and just a touch of cosmic fate. So let's peel back the layers and see how it all works. Okay, so to really crack this code, we have to understand what each of these letters actually stands for. These are the building blocks that quantify everything from your family tree all the way to your spiritual purpose. First up, we've got B for blood distance. In Arreqqana culture, lineage is, well, it's foundational. This variable shows you just how much they value a shared heritage. You want someone from a good family, but, not so close that it becomes a problem. A score of zero point 0.8 is a very, very solid start. Next is D for dialect harmony. And this is about so much more than just language. We're talking shared culture, inside jokes, and just getting each other. It tells us they believe a true match really begins with effortless communication. So if you grew up with all the same coastal sayings, you get a perfect 1.0. Easy. Then we have S for social class equilibrium. And this one's super pragmatic. A match between equals prevents social strain, mismatched expectations, all that drama. It just goes to show that this culture, for all its mysticism, has its feet planted firmly on the ground. All right, now we're getting into the really cool, kind of mystical side of things. T is thread alignment. Think of it as life path compatibility. Are your fundamental purposes in sync? And F is flame synergy. That's the raw, undeniable chemistry, the energetic pull between two people. So T is the long-term journey, and F is that immediate, can't-ignore-it spark. E for emotional reciprocity is absolutely crucial. It measures the willingness of both people to really invest emotionally in the relationship. And here's the fascinating part. The formula actually accounts for hidden feelings. A secret crush still contributes to the score, which is this amazing acknowledgement that love isn't always spoken out loud. And finally, we have L, the lunar blessing. This is the wild card. This is the fate factor. Have you been seeing strange omens? Do you keep bumping into each other under the twin moons? This variable is what quantifies the universe's stamp of approval on your match. So we've got all the pieces. Now let's get back to our mystery couple, Peppi and Jarruwano, and let's plug their specific circumstances into this cosmic calculator. Okay, let's take a look at their report card here. Socially, they're a fantastic match. Fifth cousins, same dialect, equal nobility. That's a really strong foundation. But personally, the connection is even more powerful. Peppi's flame thread fuels Jarruwano's wind, and that romantic tension gives them a massive 0.95 for flame synergy. Even with their guarded emotions, they get a solid 0.7. And fate has given them a little wink with a 0.5 for 3 timely lunar alignments. So here's where it all comes together. We multiply their strong social score of 0.8 by their even stronger personal score of 0.85. The formula then does this thing called a sacred integration, which is a cultural weighting that considers the balance between the two. And then, finally, we add in the lunar blessing. And the final result is 1.18, a very, very specific number. But what on earth does that actually mean? Is that good? Is it a disaster waiting to happen? To figure that out, we've got to consult the official Arreqqana resonance scale. This is what translates those cold numbers into a very, very human verdict.
And their 1.18 score, well, that puts them firmly in the sacred alignment category. The scrolls literally say you should proceed to arrangement. In fact, it's so high that it's right on the cusp of the legendary twin thread phenomenon, which is considered a true cosmic marriage.
But, what happens when the score is not so great? Just for context, let's look at a different case from the scrolls, a match that calculated out to a pretty dismal 0.21. Yeah, a score of 0.21 is a definitive not fated. This is the kind of match that makes a respected elder like Aunt Sakura just slam her teacup down and say, "I told you so." The formula gave a warning, and it was pretty clearly ignored. And the system is also incredibly nuanced, which is so cool. Check this out, a case of a secret rival. The first suitor has more of that raw passion, a higher F score, but the second suitor has more emotional honesty, a higher E score. And that tiny difference was enough to push the second suitor's score to a perfect 1.2, winning the match. It just shows that in this system, emotional availability can actually triumph over raw chemistry. So when you step back and look at all this, you realize the formula isn't just about getting a high score. It's really a mirror, reflecting the core values of an entire culture. I mean, this is what they believe in, right? Family and culture provide the solid foundation. Emotion and attraction provide that essential spark. And fate, well, that provides the final cosmic blessing. It's this beautiful, holistic system that argues a successful union needs a balance of the practical, the personal, and the mystical. Which, leaves us with one last kind of provocative thought. If a system this comprehensive actually existed in our world, one that could calculate your compatibility with someone down to the second decimal point, would you even want to know the answer? Or is some mystery better left unsolved?